Okay, so today we're gonna like dive into this whole like crazy online like internet drama thing with BookTuber Daniel Greene and YouTuber Naomi King.
Right.
And we've got like a ton of sources here. YouTube videos, Reddit threads from like, YouTube drama, and then also Rye Fantasy and like even some news articles.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's really messy. So
it is messy.
We're gonna like unpack all this stuff for you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna like try to like make sense of it all.
Exactly.
Because like it started with plagiarism and then went to a cease and desist, and then it was like sexual assault allegations.
Oh yeah, and then the internet just like
the internet exploded. Yeah,
it exploded. So
which is what it does.
Yeah, that's what it does.
So we've got like Daniel Greene, who's like a really big booktuber.
Yeah, huge in that like fantasy book world.
Yeah, he's got like over 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, he does a lot of like book news and promo stuff.
Right, and then there's Naomi King, who's like a YouTuber and musician.
Yeah, and this all kind of went down like last May 2023. Greene like suddenly took a break.
Yeah, said it was for mental health reasons.
Yeah.
And then like right around then,
yeah,
Naomi King released this video called A Conversation About Manipulation, Consent, and Assault.
I saw that one.
And like in this first video, like she doesn't actually name Daniel Greene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just talks about being assaulted by like a friend, she says.
Oh, wow. So it was like...
But like, given that Greene was like on hiatus at the same time.
Right. People were like, oh, is this about...
Yeah, everyone was like, oh, what's going on here?
Exactly.
And then like later on, King's accusations like focused on this specific incident that she said happened in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And she said that she like even contacted Greene's fiance about it.
Oh my gosh.
And then Greene like responded by sending her a cease and desist letter.
Whoa.
Accusing her of like slander and defamation.
Oh, wow. So for like people who don't know, like a cease and desist is basically...
Yeah, it's like a formal demand to stop doing something.
Right, like stop saying these things.
Exactly.
Which like obviously...
Yeah.
Caused a huge reaction online.
Oh, yeah. It was a big deal. Like, lots of people in, like, the fantasy book community and on Book Talk,
Yeah.
like, immediately condemned Greene.
Yeah, like before he even...
Yeah, before we could even, like, really say anything publicly.
Exactly.
But then this is where things get kind of weird.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, Naomi King, she starts releasing more videos.
Yeah.
And people on Reddit and even some, like, news outlet
Really?
started pointing out all these, like, inconsistencies.
Oh, like red flags.
Yeah, like red flags in her story.
Okay.
Like, for example, she later said that she had actually been in, like, a long-term relationship with Greene.
Oh, wow. So not just like...
Yeah, not just, like, a
one-time thing.
Right, and then, like, her descriptions of what happened in Las Vegas seemed to, like, change a little bit between videos.
Oh, interesting.
And people were also like, why did she stay with him after if this happened?
Right, and she, like, apparently continued to accept financial support from him.
Yeah, so it's all very confusing.
Yeah, very messy.
And it's interesting, like, how that initial support for King like started to like fade away for some people.
Yeah, like once they saw those.
Yeah, those like inconsistencies and the details changing and stuff.
Right, it just kind of made people...
Yeah, it made people like doubt her story a bit.
Exactly.
And then comes Naomi King's third video.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a really big moment.
Okay.
She like issued an apology.
Oh, what?
Like, not just to Daniel and his fiance Kayla, but also to like survivors of sexual assault in general.
Oh, wow.
She said that like her experience felt real to her, but she realized that it was like an insult to other people's experiences.
Oh, wow.
And she also said she'd be like taking a step back from online stuff.
Okay.
But then YouTube actually like removed the video.
What?
Yeah, for violating their policies on like nudity or sexual content.
Oh, wow. So we don't even know, like...
Yeah, we don't really know like what exactly was in the video.
Like
but like that apology really changed how a lot of people saw her accusations.
Right, because she was like basically saying like...
Yeah, like what I said before, like it wasn't really...
It wasn't what it seemed.
Yeah, and then Daniel Greene eventually released like a second video.
Oh, okay.
Where he claimed to have evidence that King had lied.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that she had like withheld information that would have like cleared him of the assault she was accusing him of.
And so like...
So you have King's apology and then Greene saying like, no, lying.
Right.
And this like really shifted the online conversation.
Totally. Like people were less quick to...
Yeah, that initial like condemnation of Greene started to be replaced with like a lot more skepticism towards King.
Right.
And even like war fantasy.
Which is like a huge subreddit for fantasy books.
Yeah, like massive.
They actually locked their main discussion thread on the whole thing.
Yeah, they basically said like there's nothing left to say about this.
It's just too messy.
Yeah, it was like too much.
I feel like that says a lot about how like
Yeah, like how tired everyone was.
Yeah, like the community was just like, we're done.
Yeah, and maybe even like a little bit of regret for how intense it got.
Totally.
Like everyone was just like, oh, this is unpleasant.
Yeah.
So like one of the main things that came out of all those Reddit discussions was that Naomi King like basically retracted the rape accusation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she confirmed that they had a consensual relationship.
Okay.
But that didn't like completely end the debate.
Oh, really?
No, because then people were like, okay, well, Greene was still unfaithful to his partner.
Right.
So then it became about like, how should the community react to that?
Okay, yeah, because that's like a whole other...
Yeah, it's a whole other thing.
Like it wasn't the crime he was initially accused of.
Right, but it's still like a breach of trust.
Right, and people felt like...
Yeah, they felt like he had like let them down.
Exact.
So then we have Brandon Sanderson.
Oh my...
Like a huge name in fantasy writing.
Yeah.
He initially like unfollowed Daniel Greene on social media.
Which like in the booktube world and just like bookish internet in general.
Yeah, that's like a big statement.
It is.
But then he later explained it and said that it was like a mistake made by his team.
Oh, really? So he was like...
He was like trying to distance himself from the whole thing.
Right, did not really take sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it shows like how tricky it is for these like public figures when something like this happens.
Totally.
Because they don't want to get caught up in the drama.
Right, but they also don't want to alienate people.
Exactly.
Oh, and then there's the whole thing with Daniel Greene's Discord moderators.
Oh my gosh, the mutiny.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Discord is like...
Yeah, it's like another online platform for communities.
Right, like for people with shared interests.
Yeah, and Greene had like a server for his fans.
Right.
And then his own moderators like took it over.
Seriously?
Yeah, they rebranded it and started banning anyone who defended Greene or like anyone who questioned Naomi King.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's like a really wild turn of events.
It is.
Like these people who were supposed to be like helping him manage his community just turned against him.
That's insane.
It really shows you like how quickly things can change online.
Yeah, and like how much power those communities can have.
Right.
But then it gets even crazier.
Oh, yeah.
They started asking for donations for like Naomi King's legal fund, they said.
Yeah, and one of them even said they doubled their donation using severance pay they got from Greene.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then Del Rose, another online commentator.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
He called the whole thing a grip.
Oh wow. So he was like...
Yeah, he was like, these moderators are just trying to take advantage of the situation.
Oh wow.
And like make money off of it.
So he thinks they're not really...
Yeah, he doesn't think they're really trying to help King.
Okay.
He thinks they're just in it for themselves.
Oh wow.
And Del Rose also had like a bigger take on the whole situation.
Okay, yeah.
He said it was all about guilt by association.
Oh, what does that mean?
Like basically that Greene was being punished just because he was associated with King.
Oh, okay.
And he even suggested it was like a tactic.
A tactic?
Yeah, used by like certain ideological groups to silence people they disagree with.
Oh, wow.
And he even like encouraged Greene to come to Christ.
Wow. So he's like framing this whole thing as...
Yeah, he's framing it like a religious and political battle.
Wow. Like
it's not just about the accusation.
Right, it's like a bigger cultural war.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And then we found this really interesting video essay by a self-published fantasy author who was critical of both Sanderson and Greene, but they were mostly focused on Sanderson. They called him like a corporate sellout.
Wow.
Who cared more about his image
than doing the right thing.
Yeah, and they framed the whole situation as like a woke ideology versus real fantasy thing.
Oh, wow. So like a culture war within fantasy.
Exactly.
That's really...
It shows you like how these communities can get really divided over these ideas of representation.
Right, and like what's considered real fantasy.
Yeah, and this author also portrayed Greene as like a victim of cancel culture.
Oh, wow.
And they were really skeptical of like big publishing houses and these so-called woke gatekeepers.
Wow, so they think it's like a conspiracy?
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
And then on Reddit, there was a lot of self-reflection.
Oh, interesting. Like people looking back on how they reacted?
Yeah, a lot of people admitting to like knee-jerk reactions.
It's like that dogpiling.
Yeah, where everyone jumps on to criticize someone without really knowing all the facts.
Exactly.
And they were talking about the dangers of the court of public opinion.
Right, because online, it's so easy to...
Yeah, it's easy to like ruin someone's reputation.
Totally.
And one person even said that YouTube drama can be a place for bullying, toxicity, and just being shitty.
Yeah, that's true sometimes.
Yeah, it's not always a healthy space.
No.
And people were also really worried about the long-term impacts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if this harms real survivors of assault?
Right.
Because now people might be less likely to believe them.
Right.
And they were worried about it fueling, like, right-wing culture wars.
Oh, yeah, like using this situation to push a certain agenda.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's like a really complicated situation.
It is.
With a lot of different layers.
Yeah, it's not just about, like...
Yeah, it's not just about who's right or wrong.
Right, it's about
how we handle these things online.
Exactly.
And like how quickly we judge people.
Yeah, because like we saw on Reddit, people were so quick to condemn Greene based on like incomplete information.
Exactly. And that's like a really dangerous thing.
Totally.
And then even though King apologized and retracted the rape accusation, it still doesn't like erase the initial impact.
No.
And it makes you wonder like what were her motivations?
Like why did she do that? Yeah. And it's really interesting to think about the Discord moderators.
Yeah, like taking over Greene's community.
And asking for donations.
Yeah, like what was that all about?
Exactly. Like, was it really to help King?
Or was it something else? It makes you question their motives.
Totally.
And then, like, when you look at the big picture...
Yeah, like the bigger societal implications.
It really highlights those anxieties about cancel culture.
Yeah, that fear of being, like, condemned online.
Yeah, without a fair trial.
Right.
And, like, the potential for lasting damage.
Yeah, even if the accusations aren't true.
Exactly.
And we also see how these personal dramas can turn into these huge ideological battles.
Like with Del Rose and the self-published author.
Right. They both had their own, like...
Yeah, their own spins on the story.
It's amazing how many different narratives came out of this one situation.
It really is.
Like, you have King's accusations, then her apology.
Which seemed to walk some of it back.
Right. Then Del Rose's political take.
And the author's culture war perspective.
It shows how everyone sees things differently.
Yeah, based on their own biases and beliefs.
And it makes you think about the power of these online communities.
Yeah, fans feel like they own the creators they follow.
Right.
So when something like this happens...
It feels like a betrayal.
Exactly. And that explains some of those intense reactions.
Well, really?
Like people felt personally hurt.
Yeah.
So like, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want you to think about this.
Wow.
In this world of like constant information and opinions, how can we approach these situations more thoughtfully?
Yeah.
How can we resist that urge to immediately pick a side?
Right.
And instead try to really understand all the different perspectives.
Before judging.
Exactly.
That's a really great point.
It's something we should all strive for.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
Catch you next time.
See ya.